one of Justin Trudeau's top lieutenants, just got busted doing something really terrible, and I'm going to break it down for you. Now, this story, before I get into it, it's actually not on the mainstream media anywhere, and it should be. But we all know that Justin Trudeau's censorship bills, Bill C-18, C-11, and now C-63, those censorship bills prevent information like this getting out into the public. So what I'm trying to do for you is break important stories like this down and give you a lot of technical details so that you can read it and share it. So if you click on the link in the comments, everything I'm about to break down for you on this minister getting busted, it's in this article. You can click subscribe for free, and it lets me directly communicate with you, skip Justin Trudeau's censorship bills, and give you this information, which is not in the mainstream media anywhere right now. Okay, so what happened?
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
REMPEL GARNER exposes Trudeau's foolish cabinet, which includes Attorney General ARIF VIRANI, who knows little.
Yesterday, the Minister of Justice, one of Justin Trudeau's top lieutenants, the Solicitor General of Canada, posted a video to explain one of Justin Trudeau's big new taxes. And this is a tax that's going to affect everybody in Canada. And apparently the Minister of Justice had been getting a lot of heat in his writing about it. So he posted this explainer video, okay? The problem for the Minister of Justice was that it was riddled with misinformation that could cost Canadians big time on their tax bills. He actually gave information that was flat out wrong. And it could have big implications for people's taxes. So one of the things that he said here is, first of all, if you pass on your cottage to someone in your family, there's no capital gain that's incurred. So the tax that Justin Trudeau has increased, it's related to the capital gains. It affects everybody. I've talked to you about it on this feed. But here you've got the Minister of Justice actually spreading something that's really, it's not true. Now, again, tax can be a really complicated topic. The link that's in the comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the video descriptions. One of my colleagues, Philip Lawrence, is actually a tax lawyer. So unlike the Liberals, who don't really have a lot of, it seems, financial expertise in their caucus, we have that in our caucus in the Conservatives. So Philip Lawrence joined me yesterday, and we actually broke down every part of the Justice Minister's video with this type of misinformation that could really harm Canadians in technical detail so that you can understand why it's wrong. And again, the link is in the comments, it's in the video description, and if you click subscribe, it helps me get information like this to you. Now, I'm going to read you just this first part of this just one piece of information, and then I'm going to let you go and read the whole article for yourself. It's really important too that you click subscribe and share these videos so that people, like this is not on the mainstream media. You've got the Minister of Justice giving patently wrong information here, right? So make sure that you share this video and click subscribe too, so that we can get this information to you. Okay, so let's talk about this claim first of all. And this is a conversation that I had with my colleague Philip, again, who is a tax lawyer. So the claim is, people have talked to me about the fact that they might have a second property like a cottage. First of all, if you pass on that cottage to someone in your family, there's no capital gains incurred. So I asked my colleague Philip, is this true? Is the claim that the Justice Minister made true? And he said, no, because what he said was extremely misleading. There's no special definition for family cottage within federal tax provision. The fact is that if somebody owns a second property that they use for recreation, unless they pass that property on to their spouse or common law partner, capital gain is usually incurred. Said differently, if the property is gifted or sold to anyone other than a spouse or a common law partner, someone will likely have to pay a capital gain tax on its increased value, so the Liberals' new tax increase would apply to them. That's really, it sounds really technical, but it's really important, right? Because if this applied to you, right, and you were taking the Justice Minister, who has a huge standard of care, if you're taking his word at face value, that could impact your tax planning, and that's crazy. So the other thing that I want to point out here, and again, I want to direct you to the link that's in the comments. There is so much misinformation on this video. It would take me an hour to go through it. Instead, I want you to click on the link in the comments and read through it, just so you can see just how bad it is. But the last point that I want to make is this guy here, the Minister of Justice, when we talk about censorship, Who is this person? He's the one who's pushing what? Bill C-63, right? For those of you who don't know what Bill C-63 is, it is the most draconian of the Liberal censorship bills. We're fighting it right now in Parliament, tooth and nail. It is crazy. It makes C-11 and C-18 look like a censorship walk in the park. If this passes, it will put a chill. Even Margaret Atwood, who's not known as a conservative, called the bill Orwellian. But this guy right here, he's the one who's pushing that bill, and yet he's out spreading this type of just like, it's just wrong, right? Like it's actually very misleading. So what happens when you have the minister who's in charge of pushing these censorship bills, like spreading this type of, misleading information? Well, how do we fight back, right? That's why these censorship bills have to be stopped. And that's why we have to hold these guys to account when they do things like this, right? Because they often gaslight other people and say other people are spreading misinformation. Well, here you go, right? Now, the interesting thing is that, what did he do with this video? Guess what he did with it? Take one guess. He deleted, of course he deleted it. But before I put the article that's in the link in the comments, before I put it out on for everybody to read, I kept a copy of the video, because we all know that liberals do this, right? So if you want to see the video that he deleted, again, it's all in the link that's in the comments or in the video subscription, so you can see it for yourself. You can watch the video, you can read the analysis that my colleague and I put together for you, so that you can understand the talking points that these guys use with, I don't know if he thought about this, like, it's crazy. The question I would have for him, and you should have for him, particularly if you're one of his constituents, is how many of his constituents did he send this information to in writing? Are other MPs doing the same from the Liberal caucus, right? I have questions, but I also have the receipts. So guys, this case is just, it's so important to see how, like, the Liberals, they'll talk about anybody who, challenges their ideology as spreading information, when they're actually putting misleading information out themselves, hoping that they won't get held to account because of their censorship bills and, information not being reported on as much. And this is why I ask you to click on the link in the comments, read through the article, read his video, and most importantly, click subscribe. It's free and it allows me to directly communicate with you. I post stuff like this. Part of my job as a member of parliament in holding the government to account is giving that information to you, because if you don't know what's going on, right, it's hard for us to do our jobs. But please have a read through all of this. It's not just this one example that I went through. There's multiple examples of where he kind of was, as my colleague Philip said, he was fast and loose with the truth. And that could have big impact on your tax bill. So if you are following the Liberals' capital gains tax increase, every Canadian should be, because it does impact every single Canadian. You're going to want to read this article. You're going to want to click through the links on it so you can understand how damaging this is to the Canadian public. And as always, click subscribe. Please share this video and help me get the word out. Working hard for you in Calgary.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Canadian Looney, things are nuts in this country right now. We need a change. Like, subscribe, share, get notified, all that fun stuff. Please leave a comment. I react to all the comments. So that's it. We'll catch you next video. There's so many things going on this summer. We're going to be digging into the archives of the committees, learning about where these investigations stand. Aaron, Canadian Looney, right here. Thank you for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one. REMPEL GARNER exposes Trudeau's foolish cabinet, which includes Attorney General ARIF VIRANI, who knows little.